number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. Never invest in a business you cannot understand. Time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. The 3 most important words in investing are margin of safety. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. Successful investing takes time, discipline, and patience. No matter how great the talent or effort, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Calling someone who trades actively in the market an investor is like calling someone who repeatedly engages in one-night stands a romantic. If you aren't thinking about owning a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. Our favorite holding period is forever. Do not take yearly results too seriously. Instead, focus on 4 or 5 year averages. Time is the friend of the wonderful company, the enemy of the mediocre. Why not invest your assets in the companies you really like? As Mae West said, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. The business schools reward difficult, complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. You need a temperament that neither derives great pleasure from being with the crowd or against the crowd. Success in investing doesn't correlate with IQ. What you need is the temperament to control the urges that get other people into trouble in investing. The stock market is a no-called strike game. You don't have to swing at everything. You can wait for your pitch. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Investing is not a game where the guy with the 160 IQ beats the guy with 130 IQ. There is nothing wrong with a know-nothing investor who realizes it. The problem is when you are a know-nothing investor but you think you know something. Forecasts may tell you a great deal about the forecaster. They tell you nothing about the future. It's better to have a partial interest in the Hope Diamond than to own all of a rhinestone. Wide diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they are doing. Opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. The best thing that happens to us is when a great company gets into temporary trouble. We want to buy them when they're on the operating table. Speculation is most dangerous when it looks easiest. Keep things simple and don't swing for the fences. When promised quick profits, respond with a quick no. Half of all coin flippers will win their first toss. None of those winners has an expectation of profit if he continues to play the game. You do things when the opportunities come along. I've had periods in my life when I've had a bundle of ideas come along, and I've had long dry spells. If I get an idea next week, I'll do something. If not, I won't do a damn thing. If past history was all that is needed to play the game of money, The richest people would be librarians. What we learn from history is that people don't learn from history. Not doing what we love in the name of greed is very poor management of our lives. Money is not everything. Make sure you earn a lot before speaking such nonsense. Today people who hold cash equivalents feel comfortable. They shouldn't. They have opted for a terrible long-term asset, one that pays virtually nothing and is certain to depreciate in value. The years ahead will occasionally deliver major market declines, even panics, that will affect virtually all stocks. No one can tell you when these traumas will occur. The best chance to deploy capital is when things are going down. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. In the world of business, the people who are most successful are those who are doing what they love. It is not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. Investors should remember that excitement and expenses are their enemies. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. Read 500 pages like this every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up, like compound interest. All of you can do it, but I guarantee not many of you will do it. I had a great teacher in life, my father. But I had another great teacher in terms of profession, in terms of Ben Graham. I was lucky enough to get the right foundation very early on. And then basically I didn't listen to anybody else. I just look in the mirror every morning and the mirror always agrees with me. And I go out and do what I believe I should be doing. And I'm not influenced by what other people think.